I may have to do a switcheroo or a change out of. In today's video, we are discussing how to do this thoroughly, how to keep your armpits smooth after a shower, after you've done the work. Last night we spoke about how to thoroughly wash your underarms, and then I included about aftercare, exfoliating, using Nair or using razors, and then what to do about razors. Now we're speaking about what takes place after you have showered underneath those arms. You have gotten it smooth. You have used either Nair to get rid of the hair bars, or either you have used Veet to go ahead and clear that out. And I heavily suggest sensitive skin. How do you maintain now smooth underarms after you've done that work and exfoliate, and now they're smooth as a baby's bottom? Un momento, por favor. Promise you I will be real quick. Promise you I will be real quick. That arm button. All right, T. Let me move. Boom. This song been on my mind. Very heavy. Oh, to you Is you just gonna do me like that? That's not fair. Why won't you be so patient? I ain't got no business singing that. Why are you keeping? Well, might as well parody it. Why are you keeping me waiting for you? I gotta edit that out. Lord forgive me. Today we are discussing how to keep your underarms smooth after a shower. So we discussed Nair, we discussed exfoliating, and also putting on deodorant after the fact as well. So now we're to get into, you got your underarms smooth. See, this is where I would have to change my attire, but then I like what I'm wearing. Y'all can still rock with me, can't you? Okay. All right, so give me a few moments here. Un momento, por favor. Don't you fall. Don't you fall. Don't worry about that. My setup is a little, it's unperfect, but it'll work. Hold on. We're going to be back because we need our props for demonstration. There we are. And I can edit this out. It will be fine. And we back on. But a floral top. Gotta get picked up. All right, good evening. Happy Mother's Day. Y'all want to do something for that too tonight? Well, but let's just make it through this. So after you've done the work and your underarms are smooth as a baby's bottom, of course, I can't, you know, I could try, but they're smooth. I did the work as promised. So the best thing that I would definitely suggest is to get yourself a personal dermaplaning facial razor. Keyword, facial dermaplaning razor. They're either named facial dermaplaning or either they're facial razors and then dermaplaning. There's two of each kind, or there's one of each kind, I mean. Reason being is that a regular razor, although they have those formulated with the cushion pads to help cut down on irritation and stuff, I don't trust them. That's me personally. I don't trust them. When it's been, and let me just be the first to say this before I begin to give the tip on this particular section, on this particular step of things, is that using regular razors, I really don't trust it. But then you also have to you also have to pull into account, and this is where observing your body and how fast or how slow the rate, only you know the rate of body hair, how fast it grows. If you know after 3 days it's almost back to its full, okay, first of all, see doc. Second of all, might want to consider waxing. If not, in between those wax appointments, this is where you got to learn to maintain it yourself. So either way, these tips is going to work for underneath your arms. I suggest getting a dermaplaning razor or a facial razor. Sometimes they're called both, a dermaplaning facial razor or vice versa. Do that. One, they're formulated for delicate areas of your face, and so they'll be even more delicate underneath your arm, in my opinion, a whole lot more so than the traditional shaving disposable razors. Even the fancy ones, they have Venus and Skintimate. I consider facial razors for dermaplaning a bit more delicate and a bit more appropriate for maintaining touch-ups underneath the arm, whether you shave the arm and make it smooth, or wax or make it smooth, or use the hair depilatory creams. I know you got a question, what are hair depilatory creams? They are creams that are formulated to break down the hair shaft, to break down the follicles of the hair in unwanted or places you apply, so that way you can have a smooth finish for however long the rate of your hair grows on your body where you did not want it. So two very popular brands are Veet and Nair. I've tried both. What is my favorite? Oh, that's hard to choose because I use Nair for one area and Veet for another. So yeah, the verdict is out on that. Yeah, use a facial razor for touch-ups underneath your arm. Now, another thing you want to do is when you're going in to touch up, if you know your hair grows in a full I hate to say that, but it's just out of control in 3 days, out of control in 7 days, 5 days, get that facial razor, get something like cocoa butter, because you want something oily to work against the friction of you using that facial razor. So that way you're not nipping yourself in order to do your touch-ups in between your wax appointment, in between your own beauty maintenance, if you do that yourself. I've been doing my own beauty maintenance for a long time, since I was a teenager. And so practice makes perfect. You may not be a professional, but you know exactly how you would like to be waxed, exactly how you would like your nails. Only you know that. And when I say that, I don't mean that, no, this does not have any bearings on or cut down the value at which cosmetologists, estheticians hold. They still have great value and they're very talented. I feel like you should only go to them when you feel like, I don't feel like doing my nails. I don't feel like doing waxing. I don't feel like, you see what I'm saying? You don't feel like doing it. Especially if you're like not feeling well or you're in a jiff or anything like that. That's the time to do that. And it keeps them in business. And you talk to a person for a short period of time. I used to do that. Now, where is my charger? Because we get to the good part. And I don't need this cutting off on me. It's not there. It's not there. MK Anna Mertz. Not sure what MK means, but hi, hello, au revoir, hola, como estás, bonjour, all of the above. I hope you are doing well. Now, hold on. We got to plug in this up. Got to plug this in. And get this situated. Ooh, almost ended the live. I don't need to do that. We just get to the good part. Do you hear me? We getting to the good stuff. But yeah, I feel like you should do that, and if you don't feel like it and you got the budget for it. But I also feel like you should do your own beauty maintenance for the simple fact that you need to be aware of what goes in the product, what goes in the process. You need to be aware of the process start to finish. So should anything go wrong or should nothing go wrong, you're always aware. You should always be in the know. And plus it's fun because you ain't got to spend them extra coins if you don't want to. And you can spend the extra coins if you want to. You feel me? Okay. Use a facial razor. Cocoa butter. Use that to work against the friction. You want to put that on the area. Make sure it's clean. You've showered again. And use that facial razor to do your touch-ups underneath your arm. If not, use a relatively plainly scented body oil or a relatively neutral smelling, the mildest as you can get, as close to fragrance-free as you can get, type of body oil or multi-use oil. What is multi-use oil? You might commonly see multi-use oils in specialty stores like beauty supply that are for hair, skin, and nails. That's good to topically apply because it's going to absorb through your, 7 layers of your epidermis. I'm not a medical professional. Kojic soap is one of the key. Thank you for sharing, NS. Appreciate that. And then you just work from there with the facial razor. You can use shaving cream to do your touch-up, but you're going to have to rinse if you're going to go that route. If you use a shaving cream or shaving oil or a shaving mousse, I have to say this because for the hygiene culture, who remembers the Colgate shaving cream? And maybe your family had it in there in the medicine cabinet and you spray it out and it'd be so thick and luscious. It's how luxurious it smells. It smells and it feels, the Colgate shaving cream. I didn't understand what it was for. Now I do. I'm just like, ooh. Do they even still make that stuff? Man, how thick. I just remember how thick and luscious it was. It was almost similar to like, you seen somebody just work an ice cream cone and they put, everybody like to swirl to the ice cream. But this ain't to eat though, not the Colgate thick, luscious shaving cream. But they got thick, luscious shaving creams for us. And then after you're shaving and you're done, I advise you to rinse anyway, whether you're using an oil, especially if you're using a shaving cream or a shaving mousse. Definitely do that. I would also suggest if you're wanting to, if you notice also in the next couple of days after you totally get it smooth and the hair is not only coming back, but the texture underneath your arm is also coming back, you want to also make sure that just try the body scrub method. Use a body scrub. Something lighter in exfoliation beads and scrub particles, or something heavier such as Tree Hut Shea Sugar Scrub. You could go that route. And then how you would do that is just apply it underneath the arm. Use that facial razor. With that, you got to take a bit more time with that. And then you rinse that off very thoroughly and then go back behind it with a body wash. It's tedious, but then it helps you to not have to wait until that hair gets to a full, out of control bush thing here, okay? And then you got to start from scratch exfoliating, and then shaving all the way up until cutting all the hair shaft away from where it grows out from. When you're maintaining it, you have to do less work. Now, if you get that rinsed and dried and washed, even if you have to wash behind it a second time after you do all of this, then go back behind it with your clinical deodorant as normal. Go in with it. And then if you want to smell good underneath your arms, the trick is to never put body lotion underneath your arms, because you're going to sweat out all that work that you just did for your maintenance underneath your arm after that initial treatment. What is the initial treatment? I went over in the previous video from last night, where you just take it all off at once. You don't let it grow all out and get out of control, and then you wipe it smooth. And now today we're talking about a couple days later, depending on the rate at which your hair grows, whether either fast or either a little bit slower, but you're still seeing that growth. And it's like, okay, I need to maintain it so that way I don't let it get out of control where I have to do all of the work. This is doing part of the work as opposed to doing all of the work. And then you're able to keep a smooth canvas underneath your arm for a bit longer. Now, if you do that, put on the clinical deodorant, you done rinsed, you did everything, use your facial razor, and make sure you're doing, if you're going to use a razor to maintain, a facial razor, make sure you're light on the hands. A lot of times while you nip yourself, and I definitely had to make this a point in a previous live stream. If I find it, I'll put it on the community tab. If I don't worry about it, because I'm going to go over it here. A lot of times while we nip ourselves, either by shaving legs, shaving underneath arms, or shaving the lady parts, is because we're not light enough on our hands, and our hands aren't steady enough. One, that takes practice. Two, I would highly suggest practicing with a facial razor, those that are meant for dermaplaning, those that are meant for facial razors, those that are meant for eyebrow razors. Those, if you notice, the blades are different and has a different level of sharpness, as opposed to regular razors for the rest of your body. They're way too sharp for those delicate areas. So use the eyebrow and the facial and the dermaplaning razors. And that's what you practice with. And you may find that when you start with those and you get really, really good and get really, really light on the hand of taking care of and maintaining and doing touch-ups of those delicate areas, that you might not want to switch back to those regular razors, disposable razors for the rest of your body. I know I didn't. Ain't been back. Ain't switched back to regular disposable razors. What is a disposable razor for the rest of your body? We just stick with the dermaplaning ones. We just stick with the facial ones. We stick with the ones for the eyebrows. You could buy them in bulk and have at it. And then the thing is, just whatever level of gravity, whatever level of heaviness that you usually do your eyebrows, your dermaplaning if you do it, or underneath your arms, you go lighter for underneath your arms. Another thing, because I'm pretty sure many of you have encountered this, and I have as well, especially since puberty, and a lot of us have been through that. Yeah, and after. So after you've been through puberty, and it's like, okay, well, this is something you have to consistently maintain. What happens if you get rid of that hair and you shave and you do all of that and exfoliate as smooth as a baby's bottom? You've done your touch up, but then there remains like I'm gonna call it a pimple underneath the surface in the armpit area. I would suggest try not to pick at it. I'm telling on myself, I've done it before I knew better. Yeah. Astringent for your face, acne astringent. If you're not allergic to salicylic acid, I would try that. I would try things with peppermint in it, as it definitely helps. Not a medical professional, just speaking from experimentation and from experience. Get acne astringent, the Clean and Clear, doesn't matter a particular brand, just as long as it has salicylic acid in it. Take a cotton ball, dab that underneath there for a couple days, should go away. Or if you want to go more naturally, peppermint oils, extract something with peppermint, that cuts down on inflammation. So if you think about it, when people eat peppermints, not to just be down in peppermints and And Dennis gonna love to see you coming, but not really. Peppermint is known to cut down on inflammation, help with that, amongst other natural things. And get something that you could topically apply and dab that on tea tree oil too in that area for a couple days until it goes down in size. If it gets to the point where it looks like it is a cyst and it's rising to the top, I would definitely suggest getting one of those professional pimple popper kits from Amazon and do it that way, and just try your best to not squeeze with your hands. I learned with popping pimples, if you must pop the pimple, get 2 pieces of toilet paper, put one on this side of the finger you're getting ready to squeeze with and the other one, and squeeze through, wrapping your fingers around them paper towels or the 2 sheets of toilet paper. Why? Because popping with just your fingers is going to increase the darkening of the scar that it may leave behind. But if you use paper towels or toilet paper, something, gloves even, and then immediately toss them away, then that could cut down significantly on how deep a scar could go. And that's underneath your arms. You're not even talking about the rest of the body. And then if you want to smell good, underneath the arm, don't interfere, do not apply body creams or body oils directly underneath the arms after you've done all that work getting rid of the hair and put on clinical deodorant, because it's going to mess with the effectiveness of the clinical deodorant. Leave that as it is and instead apply it on your shoulder, apply to the areas over and around that armpit area, but not on the armpit area, you feel me? Then you still want, once that scented lotion, especially scented lotions, it will still carry and then put off that scent. But then you also won't be interfering with the clinical deodorant that's also giving off its own scent to keep you from smelling like walking around like corn chips, stale ones. Yeah. Yeah. That was a lot. You definitely want to make sure you implement these if you're planning to wear light colored clothes such as yellow. Planning to look like sunshine out here, because summer is approaching, especially with any white clothing, white t-shirt, the classic white t-shirt. That could kind of put a damper on things when you have the sweat marks. It ain't cute. So I hope that this have helped. So I do hope that this has helped each and every one of you. I'm going to put this up on a channel so you can watch it back, rewind it back. Any parts you didn't understand, feel free to chat with me in the comments, ask questions, because we're here to have a discussion so we can get better together. I got more videos like this where I go over all kinds of hygiene tips. I'm going to leave that at the top or the bottom, and for your education. I suggest having a healthy snack and plenty of H2O, because this weather is not playing out here. Until next time. And continue to be smooth armpit, the smooth armpit operator. See what I did here?